Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out the 2000L from Dabbsson. Alright, when you first open it up, you're going to be getting a good sized box along with the user's manual. And inside this box is, looks like the AC power cord and a car charger going to an XT60 connection. Pull off this big piece of styrofoam. All right, and here is the power station. As you can see, this power station is actually built a little differently than what I'm used to. You can see that the sides are completely blank. The back has your XT60 connection for your car charging or for your solar charging, and an AC input right here. And it also has a couple of fans on the back. On the front is where all the action is. We have our DC cigarette lighter port right here, along with a, looks like a 5521 barrel plug. We have two USB-C outputs. This one is rated for 100 watts, and this one is rated for 30 watts. We also have our power button right here, and we have two USB-A ports right here. They're both rated for probably, looks like 5 volts at 3 amps, so you'll be getting about 15 watts out of these. We have our button right here for our light. And then we have 6 AC receptacles, 3 with ground plugs and 3 without. So that's kind of nice that you have plenty of AC receptacles for this unit. And then we have our on-off button for the AC side right here. So let's go ahead and just turn this thing on and see what we get. So after you press the power button, it gives us 56% state of charge. It shows our inputs right here on this 0 watts and this output at 0 watts. And there is a flashing symbol right here that says it is waiting to be connected to a Wi-Fi or Bluetooth connection. And then in red right here, it does show that it says 99 hours, and that is the remaining time of the unit at its current state. If we turn on the DC side, we get all the symbols for the USB-C, USB-A, the car charging port, and the barrel plug. Right here is probably the light button. It gets light and then it gets brighter. And then we have our SOS signal right here. Down here, we'll go ahead and turn on the AC side. And you can hear it click on, and it does show 60 hertz and a little AC plug right there. All right, let's go ahead and take the measurements and the weight of this unit. All right, across it is it's about 8 1/4 inches, a little over 8 1/4 inches. The height of the unit is about 11 3/8 inches. And the depth of the unit, including the handles, a little under 18.5 inches. And it weighs in at 40.1 pounds. Okay, some additional specs about this unit. It does support Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connections. I believe it only connects up to 2.4 gigahertz of Wi-Fi. So that's what's nice, is that you could be upstairs in your bedroom and you could still operate this anywhere else in the house. So I'm in the basement, I could be all the way upstairs and still have no issues whatsoever. When it comes to the AC outputs, they output a total of 2,200 watts, and it gives you a surge capacity of 4,400 watts. Like I said before, the USB-Cs are 30 watts and 100 watts, and the USB-As are rated at 15 watts. And the car charging port is rated at 12.6 volts at 10 amps or 126 watts. The battery chemistry inside is LiPo4, so you're looking at thousands and thousands of charge cycles before you even get down to a diminished capacity of 80%. So, I mean, this battery chemistry can last you for years and years and years without any issue. When it comes to plugging it in to charge it from your wall, it can support up to 1,500 watts of charge. So that means that this thing would charge up in about an hour and a half, I would say. When it comes to the solar charging, it will charge between 12 and 60 volts at 20 amps max. So you're looking at about an 800 watt max when it comes to solar. So go ahead and put 800 watts of solar outside, connect it up to this, and you're ready to go. And if you were going to charge it via like your vehicle, it does support 12 volt and 24 volt car charging. but it maxes out at 8 amps as a default. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do some efficiency tests on this. I'm going to go ahead and charge it all the way up to 100%, and then I will probably plug in a 500 watt heater to do the AC efficiency test, and then I'll charge back up to 100%, and I'll do the DC, and I'll do a 5 amp draw from the cigarette lighter port to give you your DC capacity tests. So after I get done with that, I'll be right back. All right, well, the AC and the DC efficiency tests for the Dabbsson 2000L are finished. And when it comes to the DC side, I plugged it into the cigarette lighter port and I pulled 5 amps from it. And the result is I got 1,625 watt hours out of the available 2048, which gave us a little bit over a 79% efficiency. Now, for something of a mid-range size like this, pulling from the DC, you gotta think the conversion going down from 48 volts to 12 volts is substantial, so that's why you're getting such a loss. But on the other side of the coin, I did the AC efficiency test and I pulled 500 watts from the AC side, and I got 1,928 watt hours out of the available 2048. Now that is a 94.1% efficiency rate. That is the highest efficiency rate I have come across from any power station I've reviewed. 94% on the AC side is fantastic. All right, the next thing we're going to test out is the AC output. Now what I have connected up to the AC side is a 1200 watt heat gun and a 1000 watt Elite Gourmet hot plate. And then I also have a 500 watt heater back there just to kind of push it over to see what happens. Let's go ahead and actually pull up the app as well. Now you can get the app by go ahead and scanning that QR code that you can find inside the user's manual. And all you'll have to do is just turn on the unit and scan it with the app and it will find it. But as soon as you get the app connected to the device, this is what you'll see. Right now you can see on the app it shows 98% state of charge, that's what it shows on the screen as well. The discharge hours is 99 hours, which it also shows on the screen. You can switch between output and input right here, so you can see your AC or your solar inputs. Or on your output, when you turn on the AC, it doesn't show you anything extra. But if you turn on the DC, it will show you the wattage of each individual port on the DC side, which is a nice little bonus. And then there's also the LED light, which you can turn on. You can make it brighter, or you can turn on SOS right here. But right now we're interested in the AC output. So let's go ahead and just turn on this 1200 watt heat gun. And now the app shows that we are pulling 1143 watts from the unit. Now I do notice that the screen output and my phone output, there's a little bit of a delay, probably about a second. So just to keep that in mind. And the AC side of this should be able to max out at 2200 watts. So let's go ahead and turn on this Elite Gourmet and see what happens. All right, it's on full blast. Our output is now 2120. And let's go ahead and check the voltage of one of the outlets. And our voltage still shows 119.8 volts with 2100 watts coming out of the unit. So the voltage is very stable at a very high wattage. All right, so let's go ahead and turn on this 500 watt heater and see what happens. All right, our output is now 2500 watts, 26. I've been running this wattage for about 2 minutes now, and it's lowered down to 2300 watts, and our voltage is down to 112. So this unit automatically adjusts its voltage to be able to compensate for the amount of wattage that it needs to output. So once we turn this heater off, you can hear everything kind of boost back up because the voltage jumps back up to 120 volts. And honestly, I don't see anywhere in the app in the settings where you can turn that off. And speaking of some of the other features of this app, You can see if you go to the settings, there is a charge and discharge setting where you can change the charging speed from normal mode to fast charge or to quiet mode. And with those working modes, in normal mode, you can actually go to the charging speed and select what wattage you want your item to charge at. So that's perfect for someone who has like a generator or something like that, and they only want to charge it at a certain level. If you do fast charging, you can see the charging speed will max out at 1500 watts, and that is AC and your solar inputs combined. And then if you do quiet mode, it will max out at charging at 400 watts, and it doesn't let you adjust the quiet mode or the fast charging mode. Only normal mode is the only one you can adjust the values. Energy management, you can actually discharge to a certain percentage and charge to a certain percentage. So you're not always going from 0 to 100. You can adjust those to like 10% discharge and 90% charge, probably to save that battery a little bit of time. Time management, you can actually schedule a startup and shutdown time. You can schedule the charging and the discharging settings as well. There's also energy standby mode, like an energy saving. So if it doesn't notice much wattage coming out of the AC or DC, it will shut the AC or the DC off after a certain amount of hours. And you can also set the screen time to shut off after a certain amount of time as well. There's also firmware updates. You can see the current version right here. That's the version of everything. There's also other device sharing. So if you wanted two items to be connected to the same device. You can turn the beep on and off, which is nice. The homepage style, which is standard or energy flow. And you can look at the device information and device log. So what do I think of the Dabbsson 2000L portable power station? Well, this thing passed all of my tests with flying colors. The efficiency on the AC side being 94% is astounding. And this is clearly what this device is used for. Look at all of these AC ports that it has. It also has a couple of USB-Cs and a couple of USB-As and a 12-volt cigarette lighter port, which is a little less efficient, but still, the power is there. This unit can also handle the 2200 watts of AC output with absolutely no problem. And I just like the form factor. I like how it's long and skinny. Everything on the input side is in the front, and everything on the output part is in the back. Also the fact that it can charge up super fast and it can handle up to 800 watts of solar. So those are two big bonuses as well. So if you have any questions about the Dabbsson 2000L portable power station, please go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'll have a link to this item in my description just in case you want to look further into it. Thank you so much for watching this video and have a great day. Bye-bye.